Naked Shamanism. Welcome to With Insights Radio. I'm your host, Iggy Garcia. I will take you on a journey across the universe through shamanism, metaphysical, and holistic. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
I want to welcome everybody to episode 117. Okay, so hopefully you can stay with me here for about an hour or so. We're gonna do a little podcast here, broadcasting live on Instagram, on Facebook Live, and then later to be on YouTube. On YouTube, you'll find me there at Iggy Garcia. Look for me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And those of you who are online, I want to welcome you to the show. Let me adjust my microphone here a little bit, get a little closer. So we're going to start the show off like we always start off. We're going to start off with a little ceremony, giving thanks to our ancestors, giving thanks to the things around us, and all the things that are important to us, all the things that resonate with us, and the things that are viable and important to our lives, and give gratitude and thanks for all the beautiful things that we have been blessed with. And of course, some things aren't always perceived as a blessing. Sometimes things are not always perceived as something good per se, until after the fact we decide that, well, I really needed that lesson. I really needed to learn that. So, okay, so we're going to light our candle here. Maybe. There we go. All right, we light our candle. Damos gracias. We give thanks to the ancestors for watching us, protecting us, walking with us, guiding us, giving us information and things that we need, and just being behind us and standing behind us and giving us that opportunity to share and learn. For many people have walked a path before us to create the path for us. So we're here because of other people's work and hard dedication to bring us to this point in time. We're not here by accident. There's no chance. This is nothing that was like an accident to say, well, I just appeared. I was, my dad, my mom had me by accident. No, there are no accidents. There are no accidents. So I want to give thanks to my ancestors for all the hard work. If they were good or bad, it's irrelevant at this point. What's relevant is that I know that I can heal all their wounds and all the things that haunt me or haunt my family. So whatever is on my mind, then I will work through that. And then I will light my sage as well. We'll let that burn during the show there. Thank you, ancestors. Thanks for being here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, angels. Thank you, everybody. All those things that you resonate with. All right, here we go. Good old smudging. We got some Palo Santo down there too. But I feel like we need some good old white sage. And if you have sage too, I would ask you should use it. All right. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Thanks for being here. So I wanted to kind of start off today just telling you a little bit about what I did today, what my morning kind of looks like before we get into the show. Most mornings, just like everybody, you wake up, you go through your rituals of stretching and putting your feet over the bed, just trying to get in alignment and try to get refocused and try to get your energy back into the flow with this world. And then, you do the rituals that you usually do, restroom, water, tea, whatever. But today I was in really deep meditation, really deep thought, really deep, thinking about the things that really move me, things that are important to me, things that kind of are in my life, and things that I need to address and give thanks for, and then listen to the messages that Spirit has. And when I say Spirit, I'm talking about God, Great Spirit, whatever you're in alignment with. That's what, when I say the word spirit, that's where my intention lays. So if you hear me say that, that is exactly what that means. So today I was in really deep meditations, and I was listening for the messages that I had to share. And there's a lot of messages that we get throughout life and our normal day, in and out. There's always something going on. And so today the message was pretty much about the basic four elements. Earth, air, fire, and water. Those are the principal points that the Spirit wanted me to talk about today. And so that's kind of where I'm at today in my journey on this podcast that I'm listening. And we're in a transitional stage in life right now, where we're actually moving from summer into fall. So things are falling off and things are changing. So it's no different than what's happening in our lives. Our lives are very similar. They parallel the four seasons and all the things that happen with it. And so here we are. We're getting ready to move into colder weather. Things are going to be changing. There's going to be a lot of change happening here pretty soon. We're in the midst of a pandemic of some sorts that we are either in attune with, enlightenment with, or we're listening or ignoring. One or the other. Somebody's doing something. Somebody's either paying attention or not paying attention to it. Some people don't care. Some people deeply care what's happening. Wherever you're at, it doesn't really matter. What matters is if you're in alignment yourself with who you are as a human being. If you believe what comes out of your head, goes from your head into your heart and out of your mouth, that's what's important. So the other day, what I usually do, I go down by the river and I hang out with friends. And or my son shows up, or my friend Kate shows up, or my friend Sherry shows up, or Hayden comes by. And some of these folks are my students, and I teach them. And a lot of the teaching is very being in the present moment, being there, and observing, and being in connection with spirit, being in connection with nature, being in connection. And so one of the things that we did is we went by the river and we watched how the river flowed and all the aspects and the things that are happening in the river. And so basically what I'm getting to here is we were in connection with water, and water was a very deep element for us to connect with. When we went to the dam and we sat by the dam and we looked at the dam and we watched and we focused our mind, breaking down the illusions that we create in our mind about what things are, we begin to see things differently. We begin to see things more openly, with an open eye, creative spirit, creative soul. And the things that you see in the water are totally amazing. And that's kind of one of the things we were doing. I was teaching them to see life differently. But the thing was, I never told them this until much later on. They just thought they were coming down, hanging out, fishing with me. That it was just something to do or something to hang out with. And then eventually I told one of my students, I said, Kate, you've been in class with me this whole time. We've been down here fishing or hanging out, or whenever you stop by, or if I stop by, whatever. And it's like a light bulb came on. And it's not that it's necessarily a class or a moment. It's just being in connection, reconnecting your aspect, your water, your fire, your earth, your wind, your breath, with nature, and reconnecting those things back together and bringing them all back together and tying them all in together and bringing them into that space where you can actually understand what it means to be grounded, to be enlightened, to be awakened, to be receiving the messages. So the water water just told me, to me, as clear as day. The water says, I am life, I am pure, I am clean, regardless if I am dirty or filthy, I am life, regardless. Because even in the filth of the dirtiness of the water, I'm still creating, I'm still supporting, I'm still holding a vessel. I am water. I take any shape, any form, and over time I will break down the strongest stone or the weakest branch that's on a tree or in a root. I am water, I am strong, I am creative, I am an ocean, I am a drop, I am water, I am powerful, I am weak, I am stagnant, and I am flowing. I am water. I am water that holds animal life, microbial life, unseen life. I give life. I can also take life. I can also remove life and recreate life, reform life. I am water. I am deep. I am shallow. I am a wave. I am silent. I am still. I am ice. I'm smooth. I'm coarse. I'm rough. I'm dark. I'm light. I'm clear. I take shape. I am what I am. I am everything and all things that supports life on this planet. I am water. I am the cutter. I am the molder. I can cut through mountains. I can quench your thirst. I am water. I am the water that sustains everything. Without me, I and you do not exist. For with you not being there is just me. I am water. But as water flows and water nourishes us, it cleanses us, it purifies us, it cleans us. It houses inside of us. We have water. We are connected to water. So when you are in the presence of water, you are water. You are part of that water. You are no different than the water. You may perceive yourself differently because you look at yourself and you see a mass, you see this body, you see this physicality of yourself, and you perceive yourself just being a human being, a body. But you're more than that. 98% of you is, water. No wonder you're in connection with water. No wonder you can feel the water. No wonder that you understand when you go by the water why you feel so good when you stand in it, when you step into it. It's because it's calling you. It's because without it, you don't survive. You can go without food for a long period of time, but without water, you can't go very long. And so the elements have been speaking to me personally. And they speak to you as much as they speak to me. You just have to open up your ears, your heart, your spirit, your soul, your mind, and all the things that come with that. So many people don't open their mind, their heart, their spirit, their soul. And then you know what happens is they're not in connection. But you are. You are water. You are. And for those of you who are saying hello to me, I want to say hello. Welcome to the show. This is Iggy Garcia, and this is my podcast, 117. This is about the elements: water, earth, fire, air. So I just gave you a description of what water is doing, what water has spoken to me, as water speaks to you. Water is a lot of things for a lot of people. Water can be very powerful, very dangerous, very soothing, very quenching, very loving, very nurturing. No matter what, one of the key points that water wanted me to let you know was, even when I am in the dirtiest and the thickest of all the things that you see that are not in a congruent alignment with yourself, I'm still water. I still hold that space for whatever's there in that moment. So when you see pollution in the water still holds it, embraces it. But see, the water doesn't discriminate. The water just does what it does. It mimics, it molds, it creates. But then the water also cleanses all this stuff. But then the other elements come in and work through it, and they work together. So now we move from water, and as we sat at the fire, not the fire, but as we sit at a fire pit, or we observe fire, the illusion is that fire is combustionally creates out of nowhere. But the truth is that what fire told me, fire says to me, I have always been inside the wood. I have always been inside of you. I have always been waiting for the moment to come and appear and present myself in the way that I should. I am energy that is confined and pressed. When let loose, I can cleanse and purify the most beautiful things. I can destroy, I can create life, I can destroy life, I can cook your meals, I can warm your homes. I can destroy all your forests in a single breath. For the fire inside of us is calling. So here we are, fire, destruction, right now. Is it destruction? Even if man started the fire or a lightning bolt hit from the sky, hit the fire has its purpose. The fire has its creation. The fire will consume. From the ashes, things will grow. So here we are in California. We have these huge forest fires right now. There was a forest fires in Australia. So fire is doing its job. Now that fire has been released from all those dormant places, fire has been let go. Fire has been asked to clear and cleanse and trailblaze the way. You may not ask for it. It doesn't matter. It's what nature asks for. It's what nature will do and take over. Fire is in everything. Everything burns. Everything melts. Everything can be consumed. You can burn. You can be consumed. You can be... The oils from your body can be used to light candles, to light the way. So fire is inside of everything. Fire is embedded in all the things that life has created. So many of us don't see it that way. We see everything in absolutes. It's just wind, fire, earth. No, they all play an integral part together. They all work together. Especially when we're in shamanism, the fire is a very powerful medicine. Very deep power. So the fire is here to remind you, I am loving, I am caring, I am warm. But when I am pushed beyond the boundaries of disrespect, I will consume. As I consume, I clear the path and I make things correct. I cleanse and I clean and I clear. Once that I am done consuming, I will disappear. And once I disappear, the Mother Earth will take over from there. So Mother Earth, now we go into the earth realms. We go into the part where Mother Earth, the dirt, the soil. You see, all these things work together. They don't necessarily work apart. They have a symbiotic relationship. So now we go to Earth Mother. And Earth Mother is just here to remind you and to let you know, I'm here. I am big, I am strong, I am powerful. I spread my arms and I embrace you with my love and my kiss. I house the world's greatest gifts. The animals, the trees, the plants, the insects, the germs, the bacteria, the human life. All life resides on me. I hold that space. Sometimes I am polluted, sometimes I am destructive. Sometimes I shake and an earthquake appears. Sometimes when I shake, a tsunami appears. That I am Mother Earth. I hold the secrets of the medicines. I hold the plant medicines. I hold all the things that you wish to have. I also hold the things that you abuse me with and abuse this earth with. The oil. I am the oil. I am the poisons and all the things that you create from me. I am everything. From everything comes from me. Good and perceived bad. Even the atomic bombs and nuclear weapons come from me. For that's how powerful I am as the Mother Earth. How deep I go. My roots go deep into the earth. Deep down into the earth. As I spread myself completely from one end of the earth to the other. The illusion is that I am separate, but no, I am all one. I am alive, I am giving, and I'm forgiving and unforgiving all at the same time. If you allow me to be, I will be. If you destruct of me, I will have to cleanse me. And the only people who suffer are the things upon me. Global warming, global cooling does not matter. I will continue. I will be. You are the ones who will suffer without me. For you cry and you whine, yet you do nothing for me. and you do nothing for thee. You sit there and you watch and you point the finger at the next person for not doing something. If you truly wanted something to be, you would actually do it yourself. Do it yourself. But if you do not do anything, nothing will happen. You will complain, you will bicker, you will cry. You will say things and you will lie. The Mother Earth is deep. The Mother Earth is us. The Mother Earth gives. And I will always give, says the Mother Earth. I will always give. You will always take, but you will never replace. For when you deforest me, you should plant some trees. But you don't plant trees because you don't think of me. You think of me as something that is, as something that was, and something that will never, and can't, and shall not be replaced. But I am a living thing. I am no different than you, as you are no different than me. You are a human body that houses life like me. You hold bacteria, you hold fungus, you hold germs, cells. They reproduce. When you are polluted inside yourself, it's like you when you pollute me. So when you pollute thee, you become sick, and you become very angry and distraught and weak. For when I become weak, I cannot give back to you the things that you ask for and the things that you need. For you will find alternatives in order to survive on top of me and with me, through me, together we shall succeed. But if you ignore me, I will have no choice but to cleanse myself of the parasite that you have become, the thing that you truly don't see yourself as. For every creature that I have created, every creature that I have birthed, when it's out of balance with me, I will cleanse them away and blow them from all the corners, never to be ever again. So that's a message from Earth, her speaking, channeling her. She's very deep. So now we went through water, fire, and earth. And now we go to the sacred breath, the sacred winds, the things that we breathe, the things that are in our spirit and our soul. Okay, so the things that we actually take into us. Without air, we do not exist, we do not live. It's so funny how everything is so connected and all the things that we are a part of. So the winds are here to remind us. We blow, we change, we create. I am the wind and I am powerful. I am strong. For my brother fire, I can consume and blow. Without me, no air, you could not breathe in the capacity that you do. So I'm here to remind you that I am just as important to bring the clouds from the other side of the earth to this side of the earth. For me to blow a cool breeze upon your brow to cool you off. To bring you those clouds to give you some rain from water which has collected. I am wind, I am air, I am breath. I am the lungs of the earth. I am powerful. I am not seen. But the damage that I can do are just as powerful as any of my brothers and sisters can be. For I can create tornadoes, typhoons, gusting winds. But in the same token, I can bring you the gentle breeze. The breeze on a hot summer day to cool you down, to bring you free. I am the breath. I am the wind. I am all aspects of that not seen. For you can see water, earth, and fire. But you don't know and you don't see me, but I move in and out of you, through your nose, through your mouth, through your skin, through your ears. As each breath you take and each breath you release, I cleanse and cure and feel you as well. I am air. I am wind. I am all aspects of that. I am the air that moves trees. I am the air that moves the sails on your boat. I am air that moves the turbine, the windmills. I am air. I am breath. For without any of us, you would not exist. You would need us all. For all of us have purpose, and all of us are part of the great divine magic that has been placed before us. I am air. So, it's pretty interesting when we have connections, when things come together, when things are in unison. And that's kind of where we're at today. The messages from the elements, the four elements. I mean, there's other elements too, but these four elements were very powerful today. What they wanted to share, what they wanted to give, and what they wanted to, bring about, and what they wanted you to hear, and what they wanted you to know. Because we need the earth, we need water, we need fire, and we need air. Okay, we really can't do without any of those, believe it or not, because they all have their intricate priests. They all have their little magic that they bring to the game. In this game, which is life, which is the powerful thing that we have, is important. So everybody has a way to express themselves, and the earth expresses itself very magically, very, very beautifully. The earth does things in a way that's very subtle, very beautiful, very nice, and very gentle. And then it can be very extreme. It can be very powerful. It can be very in your face, and it can be very gentle and sweet. Right? I want to say hi to my friend Sherry there from the airport. I hope you have a safe trip. Air is going to lift you up and get you across, bring us to Columbus. But that's the thing. It's where we resonate with things. We have to resonate. The Mother Earth is very powerful, medicine, and all the siblings of Earth. The air, the fire, the water, all of it that works together, and all works together in unison. It's super important that we do that, and we understand that. These powerful messages that came, I hope that you heard something in there. I hope there was a message. I hope there was a nugget that you captured. I hope there was something that was important to you, something that meant something to you, as Mother Earth channeled through through spirit, through myself. I think that's what happened. I just opened up the doors to just let the things come out. They need to come out. And she's been prying on me to share and to talk and to remind everybody of the purpose of why she's here, and why our purpose is. And we have an important purpose too while we're here on this planet, and while we're here. We're not insignificant. The things that we do together, the things that we do apart, are very powerful. We need each other. Each one of us here has a big role to play on how we move this energy, how we move our ancestral energy, how we move us. One day we will be the ancestors. Remember that. One day we will not be here. We will either be remembered or forgotten, or both. Excuse me. So our ancestors, did what they did when they were here. My mom, my dad, everybody, they lived their life to the fullest that they possibly could. Are you living your life to the fullest? Are you living life in the direction you want to live? Are you just letting it just happen? And that's okay. Happen works, because in the happen, someone will lead you or guide you to the places you need to be. Because when you don't lead yourself, somebody else will lead you to the places you need to be. Okay, so when you put your hands in someone else's authority and somebody else's belief systems and whatever, they'll take you to the roads that they know. Create your roads, and sometimes it's uncomfortable to create your roads. It's uncomfortable to create your own fire. It's uncomfortable to create your own earth, your own water, your own air. But that's what it's about, being human. We label ourselves. All of us are labeled black, white, Chinese, Peruvian, blah, 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 blah. But in the end, we're all just part of the big clay. We're all part of the big, existence, the big earth, the mother. You know, we have heat inside of us, our body. We have air inside of us. We have water inside of us. And we have the soil in us right here. It's just crazy to think that we're separate from everything. That we're not separate from anything. We're not separate. We're so in tune and so intrinsically connected that we forget sometimes. We get messages constantly, but when we don't have the eyes and the heart and the spirit to see it, we don't get them. Then we get upset. Sometimes we have to let things flow naturally. Sometimes we have to find a teacher. Sometimes we have to find somebody to guide us. Sometimes we have to share our story. So somebody goes, oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I got that. I hear that. It's so easy to just put ourselves in the hands of somebody else. But when you make sure you know who you put your hands, where you're going to put your spirit and your soul, where you're going to resonate, where that's going to go. Most people have your best interest at hand. And not to judge other people, but some people don't have the best interest in hand. It's kind of like Earth. We have to take care of Mother Earth. We have to do our part. If you see something on the ground and it needs to be picked up, pick it up. You can leave it there, then you'd be no different than the person who left it there. You have an opportunity to correct the mistakes. But if I leave it there, then how are they going to learn? Well, number one, they're not your kids. Number two, they're your brother and your sister, so they act different. Sometimes we have to do the things that other people don't see. Sometimes we have to do the work behind the scenes. Behind the scenes works is super important. There's so many things. My friends, we cleaned up some little pieces and parts of the areas we go to. Fishing line, cups, whatever. Because that's how it works. And not because the person who left it there was inconsiderate. The cup might have blew out of someone's car or off a boat or whatever. But I know the next opportunity I get, that if I can clean that whole little bay, that area, if some of you didn't see on Facebook, I'm going to clean it. I'm going to get one of those little pool cleaner things, and I'm just going to clean all that trash up. Because that's how it works. We're consumers. We consume everything. But yet we just leave things and we lay it around, and we don't take care of it. We don't take care of it because we don't think it's our problem. But it's our problem if we don't take care of it. It becomes our issue if we don't step in, make something happen about it. The biggest campaign that happened in the 70s was, don't be a litter bug. Give a hoot, don't pollute. For those of you who remember that. I was afraid to even throw a piece of paper out the window because of that campaign, because that they ingrained in me that, that it was so important to take care of my earth, my planet. But now I look around and it's like, it's crazy to watch. I remember several years ago, I had a kid throw a banana peel out the window, out of the bus. I'm going, what are you doing? Why? Number one, you're supposed to be on the bus. Number two, why'd you throw a banana peel out the window? He goes, oh, no, it's biodegradable. It'll be okay. That's not the point. Yeah, it's biodegradable, but everything biodegradable has its place and its place where it needs to be. It's just, the thinking is different. The thinking is different. Hopefully we awaken now. Hopefully we understand that we have to do better. We can do better. And when we do better, we feel better. We feel better inside. When we give it power and authority over us, it will consume us. So now we're complaining about climate change. Okay? And we're complaining about, the environment and blah blah blah. But then we're blaming world leaders. We should blame ourselves as well, not just the world leaders. Because number one, we vote world leaders in. Number two, when they don't do things we do, it's at all levels: Congress, Senate, presidential, depending where you live. It also means the people in the neighborhoods, people in the environment, people who live in these areas also have to take care of the earth. If you don't want to burn fossil fuels, then don't. Your carbon footprint is important. You have to regulate it. You have to bring it down. Your consumption and how you do things has to change. If you don't recycle, then how do you feel? How do you think we're going to move through it? But I'll tell you a story about recycling. I have a friend who had a recycling plant. He says there's so much recyclable stuff, they don't even know what to do with it now. It's like they have this overabundance of recycling. They have too much because we use so much. Isn't that crazy to think that they don't even know what to do with this stuff because they have so much of it? It's nuts. But I noticed, though, how fast just a family of 3 or 4 can consume so much stuff. And even a person of 1 can create a lot of consumption. So what do we do? Where's the breaking point? Where do we go from here? How do we move into the next phases of humanity? I will never discourage not to recycle. You just keep recycling. Maybe just put it in the right place. When the right time comes, we use it. But so what can we do? What is our part? What is our end game? What would you like to see happen on this planet? What do you feel that we need to do? It's about talking. I'm not telling you to go out and create these big mass groups and organizations. No. It's just about talking with your friends and saying, hey, you know what? I don't like this. Let's just pick it up. You don't have to broadcast on Facebook and on social medias that I'm picking up trash. Just do it. This is the messages that are coming. Just do it. There's no I need to be attention seeker to do this. Pick up some paper, pick up some trash, put some gloves on, grab one of those little those little machine things, those little extension rods. There's no excuse. There's a trash can right there and there's filth. Now, I have been guilty not picking things up because of COVID-19, afraid I didn't have the right, but that's got to change on my part too. I have to change too. I need to change. I need to go, okay, well, if it is COVID, whatever, well, I need to find ways to pick it up differently then. But I challenge you. I challenge every single one of you. And most of you that I know are pretty good at doing this, picking up stuff. But, let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's work on this together where we can make a difference on this planet. Let's make a difference in our little spaces, in the places we go. Let's do that. Let's see if we can change that environment, just the little environment that's right there. Sound good? Sounds like an easy plan to me. So living closer to the earth, living more connected to her, is a choice. You have choice. You have a choice not to live connected to her, but she will always live connected to you. She will always be part of you. As much as you discount and create and separate from her, she will always be in connection with you. Period. You can't get away from her. You can't get away from the air. You can't get away from the fire, the water, the earth. You can't get away from that because every day you experience that. To ignore the Mother Earth is easy to do. She will never ignore you. Because when she hits you with a volcano, she hits you with an earthquake, she's just reminding you that she's powerful. La Pachamama. Ma Pacha, the Gaia. Ma, Papa, So be on it. Take care of this Mother Earth. Because this is the only planet we have. I don't know of another planet we're supposed to go to or colonize. The only one I know is this one. This one right here in front of me. This one I'm sitting on. Let's take care of it. It's mostly for our kids, mostly for our grandkids and children, because you know what? This land's on loan to us right now. We're borrowing this land from them and them from the next generation. And let's do better. Let's fix some things. Let's make some things right. So, those are my messages today from Earth Mother. Those are the messages that she wanted me to share with you. So, we're here on Instagram, we're here on Facebook, we're going to be later on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel and just look for Iggy Garcia on YouTube. You'll find me there. Just look for my beautiful mug. You'll find me there. And it's good to be here. And it is good to be here. It's good to be here because we have an opportunity to make every day special. Even if you're having the worst day of your life, you have an opportunity to make the day good. It's just choices we make. It's just shifts of energy. It's just ideas to see life differently. You have the right to be miserable. You have the right to be upset. You have the right to be sad. You have the right to be happy. You have the right to be angry. You have the right to feel sexual. You have the right to feel indifferent. You have the right to feel excited. You have the right to whatever, because it's your experience. There are two things that you will have in life: and your birth and your death. Those you cannot control. You have no control over that. The day you were born, you came into this world, coming through the dark canal of mom. In the end, you take your last breath and you walk out this earth into the existence you create in your mind, which means heaven or hell, whatever you create, whatever you believe that is, that's yours. But in the meantime, in the middle, everything in between is for you to experience however you like. But people don't see that. People don't recognize that. People don't think they have, that they're not worthy of that. Well, I'm here to tell you you're worthy of that. You're worthy of that. You're worthy of experiencing life however you want. And sometimes life sucks balls, man. I get that. And sometimes life gives you some amazing things. But my point is, wherever you resonate your energy, where energy falls intense, so wherever your energy is and your intentions following, you're getting that. You may not see it because you're so blinded by the intention you're giving yourself, personal intention you're giving yourself, and the feelings that you're associating with that, and you're getting that. I get what I get. I'm 100% responsible whatever happens in my life. 2 hours late, 2 minutes early. If I don't show up, if I do show up, and if I'm there, what I'm going to do. I take responsibility. Yeah, you're going, well, they hit my car. Sure, they hit my car, but I take responsibility to fix it. I take responsibility to do something about it. I take responsibility to heal from that. I take responsibility. I can't be locked in that energy. That energy that drags you down. Because it's human nature to be that. Anyhow, that's our show today. The fire, the earth, water, air. They had messages today. So I'm going to draw some cards. For those of you who want a reading, let me know. This is our card today, okay? Just say, Iggy, I want a card. Pull me a card, Iggy. And I know I did the show during the week. Usually I do them at night, but I felt like it was an important message today, so here we go. All right, I got the rabbit card. Okay, so rabbit, of course, is about fertility. It's about creation. It's about manifestation. It's about all the things that we think about, all the things that we rolls around our head. It's about inner work. It's about looks within. It's about all the things that, how we perceive ourselves. So rabbit's just here to remind you, you're here, you can birth multiple realities. You can birth one reality. You can birth all kinds of things, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. Just like rabbits, when they produce a lot of rabbits, they have to do the work, right? You don't do the work, you don't get no bunnies. That's kind of the same thing. You have to do the work. So the rabbits just remind you, even if the creations that you create are short-lived. They're still your creations. And if you create something that's magical and it stays, then you know what? You're gonna get more abundance, more bunnies. So that's what the bunny rabbit card's about. And just, it's about preparation. It's about being ready. So that's our read for today. That's our little bunny card read. So the basic message about rabbits just looks within. You have to look deep, physically, spiritually, emotionally, okay, and work on those aspects. The biggest thing is, they're all connected. So if you're physically off, it may affect your spirituality. You know, you know, if you're too spiritually high and your body's sick and you can't get in alignment. It's about being in alignment. It's about coming to balance, coming to harmony. In order to become in balance, you have to be in harmony with parts of yourself. There is no true balance. As much as people try to tell you that you gotta have balance, blah blah. Man, you have to have harmony. Harmony is powerful because it creates balance. You can be in harmony and be out of balance. But when you're out of balance, you can't be in harmony. Because you're too emotionally triggered by the emotions that tilt you left or right. But if you're in harmony, okay, like the orchestra, and some of you have heard me say this, if you are the triangle hitter, bling, and you miss your cue, all right, who's going to know that you missed your cue if the orchestra's playing? Maybe the orchestra because they're connected to you. But the only person who truly knows that you missed the cue is you. Only you. And you don't go and just ring the bell at any moment because you missed the cue. No, you wait for the next round. You come back around. And you find the harmony. Ding. And then in that moment, you're in balance. You're just out of balance for a second. You lost it. Boom. Harmony and balance work very good together. And balance is one of those things that we try to move energy in the right way to help us find that harmonic place in our system, in our spirit and our soul. So don't get hung up that I'm out of balance. Iggy, I'm out of balance, Iggy. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's because you're not very harmonious right now with yourself. Okay? And you know what? If you're out of balance, you're out of balance. What can I do? I can't do anything about it. It's up to you to make the changes. It's up for you to make the changes in the things that you want to see in your life. Nothing will happen unless you make it happen. Nothing will happen unless I make it happen. And sometimes we're preparing ourselves to make things happen. And that's what people forget. People forget that you have to prepare and get in preparation mode to get to the place you want to be. And it may take you a while. And it may take you 5 minutes. Now the point is, do the work. My friend Jan always says, do the work. You do the work, you're going to have some kind of result, regardless if it's the result you're looking for or not. Just do the work. Because if you do the work, then no one can ever, you can't ever say you didn't try or you didn't attempt it. And so if you do the work, things will work out in the way that it needs to work out. So basically, that's my spiel for today. And so we've been having these pop-up circles, these drum circles, because they're kind of fun to do, just kind of spontaneously create them at the last, at least I give them a day notice, usually, and that's kind of a pop-up for me. That way some people can make it to the pop-up circles, but they've been fun. They haven't been huge. They haven't been small. They've just been the right amount of people and the people that needed to be there. And so I'm pretty happy with that. So keep looking for the pop-ups. Probably won't be one this week because I'm just crazy busy with stuff, which is good to be busy and productive. But either way, go out there, reconnect with the earth, reconnect with water, fire, air. Do you remember the last time you took a breath since you've been watching this show? Probably not. I can't remember either. It just happens naturally. My super subconscious just works and makes things work. My spiritual body, my spiritual aspects of me, my intrinsic creativity. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you got out of it what you need to hear. I hope that it's the messages that you were hoping for. Um, so I'll be back here soon, shortly, probably in a couple weeks, to do another show. But I want to thank everybody for being part of my life and being in the moment with me and sharing and listening and taking time out of your busy schedules to listen and to take in what you need to take in. I will see everybody soon. Be well. It's good to be here. Ho'oponopono, matakuyasan, irisikwi. Okay. Aho, ahu, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Peace and love. Be well. Talk to you next time.